Hello, and welcome once again to Let's Play Cave Story with a Fourth Ending, Cave Story Plus Edition, and Author Commentary Edition. Yeah, that's right, I'm making this Let's Play to advertise the fact that I've made an application that ports mods to Cave Story Plus, and I hope this will garner some attention for it. In this part, I've just recently acquired the booster version 2.0, and these next few minutes, admittedly, will be a little bit of fluff and filler, since it'll be mostly just going back while I quickly have the booster to get some missile upgrades and get the spur, kind of upgrade my arsenal a little bit, so I'll try and make it quick. But yeah, I'll try and fill it with some commentary as I go. I guess one thing I haven't said yet is that this mod was originally made to, well, partially because I was inspired by the existing stuff, but partially to show it to my brother and trick him into thinking that there was a fourth ending. And I must say it worked pretty well. When he came home from college for the Christmas break of 2011, I showed this to him, and he was pretty convinced, up until there was a glitch that made me have to spill to him near the end that, well, not near the end, but had to spill to him that it was a mod and that we encountered a glitch, and it was in jail with King and Taroko. It was a glitch that I fixed a while back, and it caused him to, well, it caused me to admit that it was a mod, and we went the rest of the way through the mod with him knowing that it was a mod, but up until that point, he completely believed me that it was a part of the original cave story. And I decided, if it worked on him, I wonder if it would work on a mass audience, and so that's why I made that famous April Fool, well, that cave story fandom famous April Fool's video that fooled quite a lot of people. At this point, it's got 100,000 views. And so, yeah, that was the first person who was ever hoodwinked by this hoax, by that hoax. I'm not trying to milk that hoax any longer. I realized that my second video was met with a lot of negative reception, understandably so. Some could arguably say that it was a waste of time, waste of my time making it, and a waste of a lot of other people's time being convinced that they were doing something wrong. So there we've got the spur, and now we'll get the missile upgrades from the egg corridor that Professor Booster is no longer forbidding access to. Should be pretty quick and easy with the booster 2.0 and the spur. There's that dragon guarding that first missile upgrade. Lulu's abode. Whoops. Ow. Now, watch this. Ordinarily, when you open that missile upgrade, the sisters come out and you have to battle them. But if you're real quick, you can skip the fight. Just like that. And it's as if you've battled them and you can save your game and get out of there. Ow. There we go. Ow. Did not mean to do that. Alright, now let's get down to business. With constructing that rocket. Give one more in this booster. Go to the plantation. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna wanna get that life upgrade, that life capsule. That thing that Noxid exploited in that one comic is taken as a suppository. Yes, for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, I'll try to provide a link in the description to that comic, if I remember. Don't eat it. Don't try and break it. Insert it into the place that you know is where. Alright, now let's give him more in this booster. Get in there. Get to Momorin. Just what I need. I need to borrow this. I am not busy right now. Good answer. Our savior indeed put this on. Mimiga mask. Get a sprinkler. One of us could get it just as easily, couldn't we? They'd probably listen to me since I'm the leader of our village. That probably isn't a very good idea. Since you've been tossed in jail, you're a fugitive to them. If they see you, they might put you back in jail. Whereas if he does it, they'll probably just assume he's another Mimiga that's been recently teleported there by misery. Good point. I just thought that was a bit of dialogue that had to be included in there, just so that players wouldn't ask that same question. Sometimes it's good when you have the characters explain stuff like that, just so that audience members don't ask that same question that can easily be answered. Other times, though, it's not good when the story has to explain itself like that. I'm no expert, I just felt like in that particular instance, I just felt like in that particular instance it was appropriate to explain it. Ow. Got the broken sprinkler. Too bad we can't get the one from the Mimiga Garden, since that one is fixed firmly into the ground if you try to pull it up. Alright, I'll be nice to this one. Litigano Motscout. Alright, now I need Ito's controller. Yes, the engineer of considerable talent. That controller. I think that's what she's after. Give Mrs. Sakamoto my regards. Ha! Nice try, but I know it's you. Ah, very convincing. It took me a moment to recognize you. Wonderful Chunky Booster. I am truly sorry for the chaos that has befallen your island. Humans must take the blame. That's what Booster says if the other three endings you talk to him, or in the other. Well, no, the two endings that are not quite as good as this one, if you talk to him with the mask on in Arthur's house, then that's what he'll say. There's nobody else around to correct him. But in this one there is, and Curly says, Professor Booster? Yes, Curly? That's not a Mimiga. That's the other robot. Oh dear. Forgive me. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. Forgive me, my eyesight isn't what it used to be. I just thought that was amusing. Others have too. And we got that controller. And now that we have the controller, pretty much have the rocket. All we have to do is wait for Warren to finish the rocket. Another thing that makes me cringe just a little bit is this moment here when it just really felt shoehorned when I had that memory come back to you that your name's quote. I mean, it felt necessary, but just the way I presented it didn't seem the best. Just really felt like I had to toss it in there, but I couldn't really think of any better way to put it in there. And as I mentioned earlier, this whole spiel by Professor Booster, how he knows so much about how the Demon Crown acts, is another thing I'd change. If I were doing this doing this mod over again, then I would completely take out this spiel by Professor Booster. It really doesn't make sense that he'd know all that much about it. Not sure where I got the idea that he would. I guess I just felt the need to explain that for some reason. There we go. Okay. Darn it. What the heck? The reception in this keyboard is waning. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Alright, let's go. And let's get the life capsule from the puppy. Got a life capsule. Next up, increased by 5. Oh yeah, and tell Curly I said hi. Let's boost down real fast and tell Curly that that dog said hi. Oh, Hajine says hi? I know I spelled it right, but I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Ah, it's so great to hear from him. I'm glad that Jenka's puppies are doing alright. Here we are at the last cave. This might get a little bit tough. Sorry if I die a few times, but I'll try not to. I'll try and make this fairly quick. Ow. Ow! Darn it! Man, and I'd really prefer to... Ow! Save my life pot for the sacred grounds. Not quite as good at this as I used to be. There we go, that was worth that. Ha! Yeah, tricky. I'm tricky. Because I'm tricky. Tricky. Clap along if you feel that trickiness is the truth, because I'm tricky. Small joke. And here we have the red demon. Launcher. Yeah, it looks like we didn't have too much trouble getting through the last cave. This I, for the most part, still got it. Still got the moves. Maybe not quite as many moves as I had when I did that spur run that I posted a little while back, but still got most of it. count refills. And some of you might notice that in the freeware port of this mod, these Mimigas aren't here. The reason for this was because since the Colons, the children that Curly were raising, they are saved in this ending, and I was trying to originally promote the idea that those were the children on the balcony there, and that with them not being there in the freeware version, that I was trying to foreshadow that they were still alive. But since the last version of the freeware mod, it has been revealed by Pixel that those are not the Colons, and so I, in this version, have those Mimigas put back there in order to not contradict the main story. And we are about 15 minutes in, so I'm gonna cut off this part here. Thank you for watching. Please consider checking out Plus Porter and playing and trying to port other mods to Cave Story Plus. And just to remind myself, I'll try to put a link also in the description, in addition to Plus Porter, but also to that comic I mentioned earlier here about how Quote installs those life capsules. Until then,